Are you mad? Are you angry? Do you feel like revolting yet? Well, you probably should. And before you go around smashing car windows, let's try to target that anger a little bit to maybe some people that deserve it. Like this guy. This guy. Yeah, we're going to be talking about good old Jeffy boy. Not that one. That one. We're going to discuss who he is, how he got his money, and why he sucks. Roll the intro! Born Jeffrey Jorgensen, this little humble beginnings demon was born into relative poverty in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah, that place. His mom married a man named Mike Bezos when Jeff was young and had his name changed to Jeff Bezos. Also, this is what his mom looks like compared to him, and I'm fully convinced that he's a clone. Jeff's first job was at McDonald's when he was 16, where he learned customer service, but had a obsession with automation. And I know everybody doesn't like their coworkers all that much, but who looks at their coworkers and thinks, I could have a robot do that better than you? Kind of weird. Probably should have been our first clue into who he is. After excelling in a gifted program in high school, he was accepted into Princeton University, where he studied computer science. Nerd! After college, he went to a tech startup and then to a hedge fund, like most sociopaths do.
Oh, fucking die!
Then in 1994, after a $300,000 loan from his parents, he started Amazon. I don't think I even know a single person with $300,000. Humble beginnings, my ass. So at first, Amazon just sold books. He packaged them himself, he sent them himself, and after having a pretty good start, because of the, .com craze, and he was one of the first to do it online, he had $1 million worth of investment.
$1 million.
Then he started selling more stuff on Amazon, your typical toothpaste, toothbrush sort of thing. He started opening up more warehouses and getting more and more money, where he was quickly a billionaire. He'd later buy the Washington Post, probably to avoid negative press coverage against him, and then later got into space travel with the Blue Origin program, where I guess he befriended Katy Perry? Why? Now why does he suck, you might ask? Other than the fact that he laughs weird. Two words: worker exploitation. If you own a business and you pay your employees less than a livable wage, if they can't afford to purchase medicine, if they can't afford a roof over their head, if they can't afford their kids' education, you probably don't need to be a billionaire. If your workers are pissing themselves while on the clock to meet deadlines, fix the problem. If you're doing whatever you can to prevent your workers from unionizing, maybe, figure out why they want to create a union, why your workplace is so bad that they want to unionize in the first place. And anyone that licks Jeff Bezos' boot, like,
"Oh, Robin, he isn't doing anything illegal."
Neither were slave owners. Neither were the robber barons in the 1900s that exploited literal children and worked them 14 hours a day. Morality is not a legal issue. You moron. Listen to this Amazon worker that was interviewed by NBC.
It's been the ultimate nightmare.
Ellen says she processed an average of 600 items an hour on the job here at a broken workstation that injured her back.
It felt like somebody stabbed me in the back and drug a knife all the way down.
Ellen showed us documents and claims Amazon attempted to minimize her injury by not sending her to a doctor for weeks and not paying her during the dispute over her workers' compensation claim. Now she's homeless, sleeping in her car, often in the Amazon parking lot.
Do you think old Jeffy boy knows about these problems? Of course he does. Of course he does. He also rips off his third-party vendors. So if you're selling staples, let's say, on Amazon, and you're selling really well, He's just going to take your product. He's just going to steal it and start selling staples under the Amazon brand. And then he will cut you out and stop having you sell. Like a thief. The same people that help support his platform are now being replaced by him. Now, what about his gross wealth, you might ask? Well, according to Forbes, he's worth $245 billion. Billion dollars. If you take a modest income of $80,000 a year, you'd only have to work 3 million years to acquire the kind of wealth that he has. And that's just to catch up with him right now. Now, question, do you think that Jeff Bezos works 1,000,000 times harder than you? Do you think he's 1,000,000 times smarter than you? No. But I bet you he's 1,000,000 times more morally bankrupt. Also, I wanted to point out something weird that he said about his dating life before he wanted to get married. And that's that he wanted a woman that could get him, or would get him, be willing to get him out of a third world country prison, which is pretty weird.
When I was telling my friends my criteria, one of the ones that I would list was that I wanted a woman who could get me out of a third world prison.
Why are you going to prison, Jeffy boy? What'd you do? And in case you were wondering, yes, Jeff Bezos went to a couple of Jeffrey Epstein's parties and dinners. There's nothing worth note that he went to the island or did anything that was illegal, but I mean, he also calls his Amazon money his winnings, which I find very weird, but that also doesn't change the fact that he's still exploiting people, his workers. So yeah, not really winnings as much as, you know, like exploitation. So what do you do against a guy like this? Well, number one, vote to raise taxes on billionaires. Protest against these rich a-holes. Stop buying from Amazon. Better yet, cancel your Prime membership and stop watching Amazon Prime. I mean, that's taking money from them right there. And if you work for Amazon, go on strike, unionize, don't let them talk you out of it. Do whatever you can to make him sweat. Make it hurt. Don't make it easy for him to roll over you. If you want better working conditions, you have to fight for it. You have to. If you don't do it, he will replace you with automation. But history has shown us time and time again that it's the people that have control. You have the control. He recently laid off a third of the Washington Post staff, and there's more to come. His plans are to automate all of his warehouses and try to automate the whole process if he can. So the same people that he exploited are now going to be replaced. The same people that made him his money are basically thrown under the bus. He's fine with replacing his vendors. He's fine with replacing his workers. Next up, he's probably going to try to replace his customers. I wouldn't be surprised if he just started selling strictly to AI companies. With what's coming, guys like this are what's going to ultimately make or break our society. And right now, it's starting to feel like it's going more towards the break. All my sources are down here. Thank you, SunnyV2. Your video was a lot of help to make this one. If you want to see more deep dives, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you can to help the algorithm. Thanks for watching.